more. Coming up next, another $2 million race. The odds for the Longines Distaff. LeTruska, a superstar, 6-5. The favorite, could she be horse of the year? With more on this horse in this race, let's get it to Brittany.
And thank you. If you visit the backside here at Del Mar, or really any track in the country, you'll find many of Latino heritage, the backbone of this industry. Grooms, exercise riders, assistant trainers, all who have been an integral part of the success of the American horses we know. But not often do they have a horse bearing their flag. Enter Mexican-owned and trained LeTruska, the Distaff favorite trained by F Gutierrez, 10-time Mexican training champion, as well as a 2-time Triple Crown winner in Mexico. And I had the opportunity earlier this week to catch up with him.
Up early, training horses, it's a familiar routine for F Gutierrez, but the stage is unlike anything he's encountered before.
4 Grade 1 wins now, the creme de la creme. You were here at Del Mar. You told me the other day that you would watch the Breeders' Cup from your home in Mexico. How would you describe being here at Del Mar with not only a runner, but the favorite in the Breeders' Cup Distaff?
I follow even since the first Breeders' Cup, and really I never imagined to one of these days I be here. But now here we are with a very nice chance, I think.
Estas se quedan húmedas, ¿no?
When I was a kid at my grandparents' house, we received a magazine for the Mexican racetrack, and I like a lot to watch the pictures about the great horses of the United States. And that time, I start to imagine to someday I can be in that pictures.
You've had so much success in Mexico. At what point did you decide you wanted to come to America and ply your trade here?
I feel in Mexico, I don't have nothing more to win. And hey, let's go to the United States. And especially LeTruska tell me, hey, I'm ready. Where do we go now?
You talk about your relationship, and anyone that sees you two together can see how special it is.
Horses are athletes, and the important athletes have a brilliant mind. She have a strong character. She gives me the confidence I need.
She gives you that look. I'm ready, boss.
LeTruska battling back. LeTruska, Monomoy girl, LeTruska has turned away the champion. Oh my goodness.
At the end, this is like an addiction. When you win a group one, you want another one. This is the reason we are here. We know this is a horse important. Sometimes you have one time, and we need to live the day. ¿Dónde está?
Have you allowed yourself to think about if she wins the Breeders' Cup Distaff and what that moment might feel like for you?
I'm very emotional, and whatever to happen, believe me, it's win. Stay here, it's a victory.
I'll say it in español. ¿Qué significa LeTruska para la gente de México?
LeTruska para la gente de México yo creo que es una bandera. Nosotros estamos muy acostumbrados a trabajar con caballos de Estados Unidos, pero esto ha tenido una cuestión diferente, porque la gente ve que es posible que un caballo que empieza en México puede vencer a los mejores caballos del mundo.
Buena suerte.
Muchas gracias.
Y gracias.
Gracias.
Fausto, so heartfelt about what this horse has meant to him in his career and continues to mean. And honestly, if she runs well today, wins, and a certain result happens in the Breeders' Cup Classic, she's even got a chance, LeTruska, to be Horse of the Year if things break just right.
No, I mean, she's been outstanding, and, you know, nobody's been able to touch her for months now. She's special, that's for sure.
Her last race was the Spinister Stakes at Keeneland on October the 10th. It was her final prep, obviously, for the Breeders' Cup Distaff. She won it in typical fashion. She won it wire to wire. She's now won 17 times in 22 starts. She wasn't challenged in this race from start to finish. She was allowed to set an easy early pace. She finished okay. Dunbar Road was making up ground on her on the outside. Visually, this was not one of LeTruska's most impressive wins, but she won. It's raised some question marks, though, as to whether LeTruska could be beatable today, especially if she's challenged on the front end.
And the last horse to beat her was She Dares the Devil. They met back in March at Oaklawn Park. Both fillies coming off winning their 3 of their previous 4 races. The rematch was on, and She Dares the Devil with tremendous speed, LeTruska with tremendous speed, so it was an anticipated race. And when the gates broke, She Dares the Devil jumped out of there quick, and even though LeTruska has speed herself, She Dares the Devil beat the gate. And her jockey, Florent Giroux, just took the initiative, crossed over quickly, assumed command, and now She Dares the Devil had control of the pace and the race. They go down the backside. You see She Dares the Devil. LeTruska's not far off of her. She's stalking her. But I think that's all She Dares the Devil needed to gain the advantage on LeTruska. So when they turned for home, and it was a dogfight down the stretch, She Dares the Devil had just that amount left. She had the rail trip the old way. LeTruska had the 3-path the entire way. So that difference right there was enough for She Dares the Devil to beat LeTruska, the only filly to beat her all year.
And LeTruska was also spotting She Dares the Devil 5 pounds in that race, 124 to 119. So we both thought LeTruska was the best horse in defeat, and that's the only race she's lost all year.
So it can be done. The great LeTruska can be beaten. She Dares the Devil, the Kentucky Oaks winner in 2020. Malathat won the Kentucky Oaks in 2021, so just this year. So we got the back-to-back Kentucky Oaks winners. What about Malathat, guys?
Look, this is such a good field. This is not going to be a layup by any stretch of the imagination for LeTruska. Malathat has run 7 times in her life. She lost once, and that was the Coaching Club American Oaks 2 races ago, when she wasn't really ridden because of the way the race shaped up, the way she prefers to be. She was on the front end in that race. She likes to stalk. Last race, Alabama, Saratoga, August 21st. First of all, the start. She stumbles slightly at the start. There she is, post position number 6. So come out of the gate, bobbled a little bit. Now, if she was a speed horse, that would be a deal breaker. She's a come from behind her, cost her maybe a length or so, but they wanted to get her back off the pace anyway. So that's not really a tragedy when she stumbles at the start. Her typical trip, sitting back, 3 lengths off the pace, 5th, great turn of foot down the lane. This horse is just clicking on all cylinders.
And she needs to be in position when she goes into that far turn with the shortness of the stretch and her grinding style. She can't leave herself too much to make up once they turn for home.
Odds for the 3, 7-2 right now, but the favorite is LeTruska. 7-5, has raced 21 times in her career, won 16 of those races. Can she add a 17th? With us, and we hope you're also following along on the Breeders' Cup social media. They are tweeting out pictures just like this. All love for Love's Only You, the first ever Japan-based horse to win a Breeders' Cup race. Happened here, great scenes, and there's part of it. All the hearts all around for a great horse, and now a champion horse. Another champion horse will be crowned here in just a few minutes from now. Many believe that's going to be LeTruska, 3-2, although Malathat not too far behind, 7-2. Royal Flag currently the 3rd choice at 5-1. So, Matt and Edzo, I'm being told by Jerry, you cannot take LeTruska, so good luck.
All of a sudden, we're getting orders from Jerry up there.
If I picked LeTruska, I'd get her beat at a cinch with the way I've gone the past 2 days.
You're not the only one.
It's been a little bit of a cold spell.
What do you think? I agree. It kind of sounds like Jerry and Randy, just from hearing them on air and off air.
Yeah.
Think there might be a little bit of pace up front here. Well, how do you see this playing out?
I need there to be a little bit of pace in here. I think LeTruska goes. She Dares the Devil will keep her company. Keep an eye on Private Mission down on the inside. I think she has to be aggressive as well. I like Clairiere. I don't think there's a lot separating the 2 3-year-olds, Clairiere and Malathat. I think Clairiere is the kind of horse she continues to improve. Her run at Parks in the Cotillion, yes, it was against an inferior group of horses. She looked really, really good and earned a competitive fig. I think she's going to run the best race of her life. I don't know if it's good enough, but I bet 1,000 to win.
I'm going to go with the horse I think is going to trip out. I thought LeTruska would go wire to wire, but I agree. I think there's going to be some pace here. Going to look for a horse to kind of sit off. Love the price at 7-2, so we'll see how it plays out, Ahmed.
All right, thank you, guys. So you followed the instructions of one Jerry Bailey right there. He appreciates that. They're both off LeTruska in this race. We'll see how it all plays out here in just moments from now. The 3 you just saw there, Malathat, as we are getting ready to take a look at every horse in this field for the Longines Distaff, a race that has been run every year. There's been a Breeders' Cup. We're on board here, Jockey Cam with Ricardo Santana Jr. on Clairiere. That is the pick from Matt Bernier. Sorry, guys. We'll take you behind the scenes. Randy and Jerry are knocking things off our table. It's been a long day.
I know.
Great racing, but now it's got to the part of the show where you just start knocking over all our
Jerry's a bull in
equipment.
a china shop over here.
I heard a loud bang. I tried not to panic. I looked over. You guys were still standing, and so I was like, okay.
There go all my notes. That's
Worst case scenario is that loud bang was one of you falling over.
I was trying to back out of the starting gate.
All right, good. We're good. Just in time, too, for the post-parade presented by PNC Bank. So let's go through this field. A lot of really interesting horses, not just the ones at the top of the betting board. And so there's some storylines in this distaff every year. And we'll start with the one, and the one is Private Mission. That's Bob Baffert trained. Has 5 career races, 4 career wins, perfect 3 for 3 this year. In her last race, the Zenyatta Stakes in Santa Anita in October, she finished first in that race, so coming off a win. The 2 is Royal Flag, has 6 career wins in 12 races. Back in August, was in the personal ensign and finished just a half length behind today's favorite in LeTruska, so she has been close.
The 3 is the second choice, this year's Kentucky Oaks winner, Malathat. Extremely well bred and so talented. The trainer Todd Pletcher toyed with the idea of running her in the Belmont Stakes this year. Changed his mind, decided not to, but that's how good she is. The 4 Blue Stripe and Frankie Dettori won a win in your end. Breeders' Cup Challenge race in Argentina May 1st. Hasn't run since then. By design, odds 50 to 1.
Number 5 is Clariere. You heard the fellows said they like Clariere. They like Malathat too, but Malathat has beaten Clariere in all 3 of their meetings. Word on the backside though is Clariere is working lights out, maybe the best on the Breeders' Cup weekend. Number 6 is LeTruska. What can you say about her? She's clearly the leader of this division. She's won 6 of her 7 starts. Her only loss, as we said, was to She Dares the Devil. The question is, what does she do early in the race? Does she try and take the lead or just sit right off?
The 7 is Horologist, trainer Bill Mott. Jockey is Junior Alvarado. She was in this race last year in the distaff, finished 9th. Horologist is scheduled to sell at the Keeneland November breeding stock sale. The 8, She Dares the Devil. Brad Cox trained, the 2020 winner of the Kentucky Oaks. Brad Cox trained the jockey of Florent Giroux. They've teamed up to win this race twice before, both won by Monomoy Girl. That was in 2018 and in 2020.
You don't see many Bob Baffert trained horses on the board at 35 to 1, but here she is. As time goes by, Luis Saez, badly beaten earlier this year by She Dares the Devil and LeTruska, bounced back last time to finish 2nd behind Private Mission. And then we have the number 10 Marche Lorraine, another Japanese runner. There you see the earmuffs. 60 to 1 for this one, owned by the U Carrot Farm. British jockey Ocean Murphy.
And rounding out the field is number 11, Dunbar Road. She was 2nd to LeTruska in her last race. There she is, and hasn't won since July, but she hadn't won since July of 2020. There is enough early pace. She is a closer, so she'll need it fast up front to give her closing style a chance. And that's your field.
That's the
Breeders' Cup Distaff.
11 horse field for the distaff, the $2 million race. It gave you a lot of the trainers, the jockeys there as well. You saw them. Here are the breeders of those 11 horses. Thanks to 3 Chimneys, we see them once again. Blue Stripe is highlighted here. Randy, why did we do that?
Because she is the subject of the DRF formulator fact. That's one reason why she was highlighted. She's a half-sister to a distaff winner. That was Blue Prize. There have been 4 Argentine-bred winners in all. She's trying to be the 5th, but she is a long shot with Frankie Dettori.
So some Argentine horses in the Breeders' Cup. We've seen Brazilian horses. We've seen Japanese horses, American, European. You got Florent Giroux with She Dares the Devil, a Kentucky Oaks winner in the day. John Velasquez Malathat, a Kentucky Oaks winner. But could they all be chasing Erod Ortiz aboard LeTruska, the favorite? Oh, this is going to be a good one. It's coming your way next. Southern California, but just for the 2nd time here at Del Mar. 2017, the other time. The turf course was expanded in 2014 just so that they could have some turf races here at the Breeders' Cup. We're going on dirt here for the Longines Distaff here. The track is fast, temperatures dropping just a bit, 60 degrees right now just outside of San Diego. The odds, thanks to TVG, LeTruska 8 to 5 currently. Malathat is 3 to 1. Royal Flag jumping up there, 9 to 2, currently the 3rd choice. Let's go down to Brittany.
Ahmed, thank you so much with trainer Fausto Gutierrez. Fausto, you said to me, LeTruska gives you that confidence. She gives you that look, I'm ready, boss. What is she giving you today?
She know perfect, and she know perfect the complicate for the competition. This is the World Cup. This is the most special race, you know. So we are here. The next is check the race and be happy, you know. When you are in my shoes, nothing is easy. When you live this exactly moment, so I prefer to really enjoy, and we cross the fingers and we check what's happening.
She makes it look easy, though. How special is this to share it with your family? I saw the Mexican flags are here. Hopefully they're flying later.
This is nice, no? You know, finally it's a work team. We need to be together, enjoy this. And I tell different times, this is a wonderful sport with a lot of situations, and good luck.
Good luck to all of you. Buena suerte. Ahmed?
Thanks, Brittany. So LeTruska has been beaten. We showed it. Has been beaten by a horse in this field. Will it happen today?
So she's a heavy favorite. She's got the target on her back. She's got speed. Irad Ortiz, her jockey, has got to quickly ascertain the other two speed horses on the inside. Number 1, Private Mission, and She Dares the Devil just outside of her. What are they going to do? And he's got to decide if he wants to go up and challenge one or both of them, or if he wants to ease back and let those two horses duke it out early.
And I can tell you, as of yesterday, the game plan for number 1, Private Mission, was to go from the gate and take it to LeTruska. Maybe try to beat her to the early lead. So, we've already seen contested pace situations with Gamine, with Jackie's Warrior, that didn't end well for the big favorite. LeTruska might not get things her own way here.
And yes, Life is Good was able to wire the field, but he might be just such a special animal. He's the only one that can do that.
Now maybe LeTruska's just faster. She Dares the Devil is also likely to show some early speed.
She Dares the Devil. The trainer is Brad Cox. Won this race twice before, and he is standing by with Kenny.
All right, Ahmed, thank you. Brad, I don't know if this is a 2-horse race. You beat LeTruska, she beats you. How does this race set up for She Dares the Devil?
She seems really sharp, so I expect her to break well and be very forward positioned from the get-go.
Any concerns out there?
Not really. I mean, you know, I think we should lay a good trip, either very, very close to the lead or right off the leaders.
Need her out there fast?
I'm sorry?
Do you need her to get out there fast?
Yeah, I think gives her the best shot of winning. You know, 1 1/8, I think speed's deadly, and she needs to be right up there.
Good luck, Brad.
Thanks, Kenny.
All right, Ahmed.
She's got to get out there fast.
There you go.
That's all the analysis you need.
I mean, if I were Florent Giroux, I'd get out there fast and try and lock her in behind Private Mission. Make it difficult on her.
All right, so what if you're John Velasquez aboard Malathaat? What are you doing there?
I'm hoping all three of them go.
You're smiling. You're smiling ear to ear.
He's on a come from behind horse. She's a steady grinder, and he hopes the faster they go up front early is the better chance he has to pick up the pieces late.
And if you're Joel Rosario on Royal Flag, if you're Jose Ortiz on Dunbar Road, you're thinking the same thing. Man, this is good.
Ricardo Santana on Clairiere. All the closers want the top 3 to go out there quick.
And I agree with Matt. Don't sleep on Clairiere in here. Clairiere is going the right direction at the right time. If there's a buzz horse in this race about how they've been training all week long, it's been Clairiere. And LeTruska didn't have a very impressive workout coming into this.
You mentioned Royal Flag a couple times. Trainer Chad Brown, jockey Joel Rosario with nearly about 30 Breeders' Cup wins between them. Neither of them have won this race before. They have the 2 in Royal Flag.
So leaving the gate, keep your eyes on number 1 Private Mission, number 6 LeTruska, and number 8 She Dares the Devil, and see how that pace scenario plays out.
Larry Colmus with the call of the Longines Distaff.
They're off in the Longines Breeders' Cup Distaff. And She Dares the Devil and LeTruska are going to join Private Mission for the lead. These 3 motoring right along early. As time goes by, came out running in 4th. Then Horologist, followed by Blue Stripe at Dunbar Road to the outside. Malathaat is next. Marsh Lorraine is 3rd last as they move for that turn. Royal Flag and the early trailer is Clairiere. So they make their way around the turn, and Private Mission has made the lead. Oh, it's a hot pace. 21.84 the opening quarter mile. They're absolutely flying. LeTruska second to the outside, a half length behind. And as time goes by, She Dares the Devil, and right behind them is Horologist in 5th. Blue Stripe has 7 lengths to make up, and then comes Dunbar Road, Malathaat to the inside of Marsh Lorraine, Royal Flag and Clairiere biting time. 44.97 was a blazing half mile up the backstretch for Flavien Prat and Private Mission. LeTruska's 3/4 of a length behind on the outside. on the rail, running along in third as time goes by. As they make their way into the turn, She Dares the Devil is moving on the outside, and LeTruska is moving up alongside. LeTruska and She Dares the Devil have taken over. Private Mission starts to backpedal. Marsh Lorraine is coming with Royal Flag on the outside. Clariere is unleashing from the back of the pack. LeTruska's dropped out of it. It's not LeTruska today. As they come to the top of the stretch, it is Marsh Lorraine, Royal Flag, and Clariere on the far outside. Marsh Lorraine trying to go for a giant upset. On the far outside, it's Clariere trying to come through an opening on the inside late. Here comes Dunbar Road. They're coming to the wire, and it is, oh, it's desperately close. Was it Marsh Lorraine, or was it Dunbar Road in the Breeders' Cup Distaff?
Good question, Larry. Was it Marsh Lorraine or was it Dunbar Road?
We don't know. It's another tie. This is just as tight as the other one.
All I know is the pace was suicidal up front early between the top three that we talked about earlier before they went into the gate. But what a finish by these closers. The Japanese, Marsh Lorraine, kind of overlooked. Here we go, right to the wire.
I think it's the 10.
I mean, from the angle, it looks like Dunbar Road, but you have to give the outside horse, Marsh Lorraine, a little credit because that shot is not directly on the wire.
If it is Marsh Lorraine, this is one of the biggest upsets in the history of the Breeders' Cup Distaff. Maybe not the biggest, but it's huge.
Japan bred, Marsh Lorraine. Maybe this will show us. Oh. It's another photo.
Oh, yeah. Because that, again, wasn't a true straight shot.
Marsh Lorraine coming off a win last time out in Japan in August, but a monster price on the board at 45-1 right now. So let's, great run inside by Dunbar Road and Jose Ortiz. Could it be the Ortizes once again?
So it was a pace that just affected this race from the beginning. LeTruska, She Dares the Devil, Mala thought.
You knew the first three were not going to be around late in the race.
Radioactive, absolutely. Anything close to it was completely contaminated. One more look at this.
Here's right down the line. And it was Dunbar Road until
it looks like it might be Dunbar Road.
I think it is. I think you're right.
On the inside,
I
but
think
that's no. It's Marsh Lorraine.
Whoa!
Holy cow!
My gosh. A shocked look
it's
there
up
from
on the board.
Jose Ortiz. You saw the look from Jose Ortiz. Ocean Murphy's like, we won? Did we just win?
Another Japanese winner at the Breeders' Cup.
Marsh Lorraine is the winner. The numbers on the board.
45-1.
And another celebration. They're saying, what the heck? 4-1 on Love's Only You. She figured to run very well, if not to win. This one, though, no one that I know of gave this horse any kind of a shot.
45-1.
And Ocean Murphy, the champion jockey in Great Britain, with his first Breeders' Cup win.
And he is with Donna.
Ocean, first of all, congratulations. He just asked me, I did win, right? Because it was that close. Did you have any indication when they hit the wire? Did you think you won? Maybe, maybe not.
I wasn't sure. It was very hard with the shadows this time of the day. This is a dream come true, to win on a Japanese horse, to win a Grade 1 on dirt. For me personally, this is the biggest stage in the world, and thank you very much.
Ocean, you came into this Breeders' Cup having been in these competitions before, but you were 0 for 7 coming in. You get your first Breeders' Cup win. So let's talk about it, for what it means to you first, and then we'll talk about the Japanese perspective.
Yeah, I grew up watching these races as a small child, and it's kind of the highlight of the autumn after the Arc in Paris and Ascot British Champions Day. Honestly, did I think I could win this year? No, I didn't. The filly travelled super. Mr. Yahagi has had 2 winners today. Love's Only You in this one. What an unbelievable training performance.
Ocean, you've been the champion jockey in the UK the last 3 consecutive years, and you said after this one that you might just start doing more international focus. Is this the beginning of that?
Look, I try very hard to get on the best horses I can around the world. I'm only 26 years old, and these are the opportunities I crave and endeavor.
Congratulations, and another huge win for Japan. Kenny?
Yoshito Yahagi has gotten used to this. His second win. No wins for Japan coming into this day, and now 2. Congratulations. And tell me, what were you thinking coming down the stretch in this?
We thought we moved a little bit too early to get in the top stretch.
Did you feel that coming into this you had a shot, you had a long shot? Did you feel that this was a race you could also win?
I really didn't understand why this much, people didn't betting my horse, We thought we had confidence.
Well, you've already made history once. What's it like to make it twice in one day?
1日に2つブリーダーズカップいかがですか？もういいです。もう死んでもいい。Anytime I can die.
Anytime. Well, I'm sure a lot of your fans don't want that just yet. They want to see you back next year.
見たくないじゃないですかって言って。いや、ダートで勝てたっていうのが嬉しい。American dirt, we won, Japanese horse won. That is biggest meaning for everyone.
And how do you say what a day in Japanese?
なんて日だ。
Indeed it has been. Congratulations.
ありがとう。
Thank you. Ahmed.
I mean, they are having the time of their lives. They can die happy now.
I mean, all the horses who were up near the front were closers, including Marsh Lorraine. The pace was the fastest in distaff history. LeTruska was beaten at least 20 lengths, and Private Mission was even behind her.
So this mare's run in 20 races. Only 3 graded races has she ever run in, and those were grade 3. She's never even run in a grade 1 race before. So I understand why she was 45 to 1.
Yoshito Yahagi, what an amazing training job for him today. Wow.
60-year-old trainer from Tokyo, Japan. Marsh Lorraine, the first Japanese runner in the distaff. First time we've ever had a Japanese runner in the distaff. And she's the champion. They're 1 for 1.
All that stuff we said about Love Is Only You and the Filling Mare Turf, about the significance, times 2. I mean, this is crazy. It's awesome.
It's certainly a long travel. It takes a lot of effort now during the pandemic. There's quarantine involved going back and forth. But if this is any indication, it's worth all the effort. Japan has done it again here at Del Mar. By a nose.
I want to see that photo.
We will. Coming up next, just to confirm the result of the $2 million Longines Breeders' Cup Distaff, Ocean Murphy, champion jockey in Britain, now has a Breeders' Cup win to his name and more celebration. We've done this before. Just like an hour ago. TSN's coverage of the Breeders' Cup World Championships, brought to you by Longines, the official watch and timekeeper of the Breeders' Cup. By WinStar Farm, by Breed Train WinStar. Visit winstarfarm.com. By PNC Bank, changing how you handle overdrafts with low cash mode. And by Coolmore America, home of champions. Yeah, some of the all-time great horses to win the distaff. Monomoy Girl 2 times, and Yada. You saw Beholder. Thought perhaps we could add LeTruska to that list, but she did not have it today, especially with that hot early pace. And it was a Japanese horse, Marsh Lorraine, by a nose. Randy, there's your photo.
Wow. Okay, I believe it now.
You didn't believe it before.
Must have been the hood.
You had to take their word for it before. Now we can see it and we go, okay, I get it. So here's the payouts thanks to TVG. Marsh Lorraine, 45 to 1, about 12 to 1 for Dunbar Road. Malathot 7 to 2. And so is this the biggest long shot ever? Biggest payout?
Second highest, Spain in 2000, 113.80 at Belmont Park. But I tell you, you're happy if you had anything to do with that 49 to 1 officially.
Highest payout for a Japanese horse ever in this race. I know that for sure. Let's get it to Brittany with the winning connections.
Well, the ladies took the stage in the Longines Breeders' Cup Distaff, and what a thrilling finish. Marsh Lorraine for Japan to score. And the beautiful Longines timepieces, of course, going to the winning connections here. We have Avery Johnson in the winner's circle with me as well. And for the trophy presentation for the winning connections of Marsh Lorraine, we have Drew Fleming, President and CEO of the Breeders' Cup. Drew, I'll let you do the honors.
Well, this is why we call it the World Championships. On behalf of Longines, the Breeders' Cup, all of our nominators and breeders across the world, congratulations. An amazing, amazing race, and we couldn't be happier for you.
And what a tight finish it was. I have Kotani here on behalf of U Carrot Farm. There are over 400 shareholders in this horse. Can you tell me what you think the excitement and the celebration is looking like back home?
日本のファンとかはオーナーの皆さんとかどういうふうに思っていると思われますか？
そうですね。買ってくれてほっとしていると思います。
I think they're pretty thrilled that she won.
Bringing her over here, 45-1, we see that. But what type of confidence did you have in this horse today?
人気は46倍ぐらいであまりなかったんですけれども、自信はありましたか？
一泡は吹かせてくれると信じておりました。
He thought she had a chance. And, yes.
Well, surely she did. Again, what does this mean for Japanese participation, though, here in California, here at the Breeders' Cup?
そうですね。このような偉大なレースに勝つことができて、本当に嬉しく思っております。
It is an honor and a privilege to win this honorable race, and it was worth a big challenge from Japan.
Honor to have Japanese contingent here, and what a day it has been for them. Marsh Lorraine for Rashid Murphy, Shoshida Yahagi, and U Carrot Farm is the Longines Breeders' Cup Distaff.
Thank you, Brittany. So we saw the top three in the payouts. Let's take a look at the whole order of finish here. Where did LeTruska actually end up? Mala thought She Dares the Devil as well. Coming up here in just a second.
The margins are going to be staggering when you see the effect of the early pace. Just keep that in mind. It's the pace that's the reason why the margins are going to be so elongated.
You think that was the goal for Private Mission?
Well, I think they wanted to get to the front if they could. She had the inside post position. Okay, there you go. LeTruska beaten 32 lengths, and Private Mission, the one that went out with her, 35 1/4 lengths.
So a disappointing day. Not many of those with LeTruska throughout the years, but a disappointing day for her connections, her trainer, F Gutierrez, who spoke earlier with Brittany.
With trainer Fausto Gutierrez, we saw those fractions unfolding early and how quick the pace was. You spoke to Ira Ortiz. What did he have to say?
What he tell, I think to even the three jockeys to go in front don't feel the real rhythm of the race, because 21, the three ones, this is to happen, no? Finish last, finish walk. But anyway, this is the strategy for someone's. I tell you that, try to relax. The horses who are in front never win you. But anyway, this is the Breeders' Cup. Today we start to work to see again 1 year after at Kinlan.
So that does mean she stays in training. She's already had an unbelievable career, but we get to see more of LeTruska next year.
This is the idea. I hope she come back good. It's a long trip at different circumstances. It's not an excuse, just are situations for the races, and this happened, no?
Thanks for the time.
Thank you.
So that would be good news if we still got to see LeTruska get back out there and try to get that 17th career win that didn't come today.
But next year they may have to print the Breeders' Cup programs in Japanese and in English.
It is the World Championships after all. Let's get it down now to Lafitte with the Breeders' presentation.
Massive day for Japanese racing here in the Breeders' Cup, the victories, and we say cheers to the breeders here with Case Clay at Three Chimneys to make the presentation honoring the winning breeders of the Breeders' Cup Distaff.
On behalf of Three Chimneys Farm, I'd like to congratulate Northern Farm for breeding Distaff champion Marsh Lorraine. Congratulations.
Can you describe the pride in having bred a Longines Breeders' Cup Distaff champion?
いや本当にこのような素晴らしいレースで勝つことができて、光栄に思ってます。
It is a great honor to win in this type of honorable race. Yes.
Gentlemen, congratulations. Huge, huge performance and a massive, massive upset in the Distaff, Ahmed.
Thanks, Lafitte. Marsh Lorraine, one more look.